Greetings, Montaise here, and let's talk about the reserve shooter. For the soldier, we all know that Pyro can also use this weapon, and I think we can all agree on that, yeah, it's a pretty good weapon for Pyro. In fact, some people would say that it's even better than that, but this is going to be mostly about how it works for the soldier, and as for the Pyro, well, there will be some notes about, but not much. First, let us quickly go over what the weapon does. It deploys 20% faster, and you get mini-crits on people that are in the air as long as the reason isn't just that they jumped or walked off a ledge or something. You can launch by an explosion, air blast, or any other thing like that. Well, you will get a mini-crit. And the downside is that it has a reduced clip size. 4 shots instead of the 6 of the standard shotgun. Of the stats, the one that tend to be focused on the most, it's the mini-crits. And really, that does seem to be the main reason why you see it mostly used on Pyros and not soldiers, because well, Pyros does have an easier time to create the situations where you can use it. Get close to an enemy, air blast them, switch, shoot them and get a mini-crit. With a soldier, do the same thing. Well, you are running there with your rocket launcher. Then you need to fire the rockets so that they are actually thrown into the air by the explosion. And even if you manage to do that reliably, then comes the thing that you have a rocket launcher, you have rockets loaded. More often than not, you will actually, in my experience, fire a rocket that will kill them and then realize, I could actually have switched and tried to go for the mini-crit there, aha. But in the very few occasions where I actually have managed to put someone in there with an explosion and then kill them with the mini-crit, which happens very, very rarely, it's actually been, that has been fun, but yeah, if you throw someone in there, air-shotting them with a rocket can actually be quite, if not more fun. And really, fact remains, you will have your rocket launcher up, so unless it was with the last rocket in the clip, well then, yeah, it's better than reloading and then firing a rocket, but if you already have rocket loaded, you might as well fire it down. Make sure you actually kill them. But it works against all airborne targets, so if an enemy soldier rocket jumps, now you could be fancy and try to hit them with our rockets. Yeah, and if you're using direct hit, that's probably what you're going to aim for. But it is an option that you can use. Pull out your reserve shooter and hit them. Now, as a rocket jumping enemy soldier, it's probably going to be at mid-range, or if it's on the other end of the map, it's pretty useless to use the shotgun. So yeah, mid-range, you'll find that it's not reliable at actually doing that kind of damage due to pellet spread, and mainly because in casual, unlike let's say competitive, it's random. So you have, while one pellet will go straight to crosshair, rest will be in a random pattern, and yeah, that means that even if your aim is dead on, your damage may still vary quite widely. But in competitive, and I think this may be the main reason why it's actually banned, it's fixed pellet spread, so it's a fixed pattern. So if your aim is dead on, your damage will be consistent, and what it is something that benefits all shotguns. With this thing, if you're a rocket jumping soldier, you get mini-crits. Mini-crits don't suffer from damage fall off. So they do extra damage, no damage fall off, and with a reliable pattern, well, you will be reliably able to do a pretty decent chunk. I wouldn't say it's much, but it's a pretty decent chunk against the rocket jumping enemy soldiers. So yeah, I can certainly see why it would be bad competitive, and honestly, this is what I feel is the most important reason. And this is why I checked the score there. It is what Well, haven't I? I don't think I've died yet, and well, I hadn't. So, all in all, mini crits, it's generally a pretty flashy thing. Not something you get that much use of a soldier. But really, you're as a soldier, you're not really going to equip this weapon for the mini crits. You're going to equip it, well, for the other reason. It deploys faster, so you can get it out more quickly to get off a shot against an enemy you have injured. And the downside, the flip side, for a soldier, it doesn't matter. You will generally have dealt enough damage that you should not need more than 4 shots if your aim is anywhere near decent. And really, even with my crap aim, if I end up in a situation where I need more than 4 shots, I'm probably aiming so badly that even those 2 extra shots wouldn't connect anyway, so... Yeah. Situations where you actually need those extra shots should not really happen. Should happen very rarely as a soldier, so... That you pull it out quickly and occasionally you may actually get those mini crits. Yeah, it's not... Yeah, it's actually a pretty good weapon for the soldier. But it's not flashy, and really that's the thing. For Pyro, it is a flashy weapon, as well as a practical weapon. Really, that's one thing why I would argue while it's not really as good as the stock shotgun, nor is it as good as the flare gun in the respective things. The fact that it's sort of does both things, it's both a combo weapon and a shotgun. Well, that's pretty nice deal. But for soldier, you will mainly just get the practical part, not really the flashy part. Or more specifically, you get the flashy part so seldom that it's only really for the practical purpose you're using it. And as a soldier, you have plenty of secondaries to choose from. And while some of them are pretty bad, they tend to be very interesting to use in a way that the reserve shooter, it's like the stock shotgun, but you deploy it faster. And very occasionally you can get a flashy mini crit kill, but yeah, most of the time, if you're going for the practical stuff, you may very well. Why not just use the stock shotgun in case you would need those 2 extra bullets? Sure, you never really need them, but if it happens, you end up in an extended fight where you don't have time to read them. Now, for Pyro, it does suffer in the practical aspect because, well, as a Pyro, you do need those extra bullets more often. Too many times as a Pyro have ended up with needing 1 or 2 more shots to kill someone, and then you can reload because I run out of bullets because the thing only holds 4 of them. While with the shotgun, I would have killed them. Overall, I would say this weapon, it is underrated for soldier. For Pyro, my personal opinion, it's at least actually a bit overrated, but maybe I'm not giving the weapon the credit it deserves. We are, after all, talking about a shotgun, and it's, while the downside does matter as Pyro, it's still fairly okay at that, and it has its flashy moments as well, so while not the most impressive at that either, it does both things reasonably well. Still, while I don't think this weapon is overpowered by any means, after all, that would indicate that it's actually better than stock in my opinion. If it's not better than stock, well then it's not really overpowered, and especially for Pyro, stock shotgun is better. For soldier, yeah, generally you're probably actually going to be better off with the reserve shooter instead of the stock shotgun, but still, stock does have those 2 extra shots, and maybe you may find yourself in a situation where you actually need them. So, could this weapon do with some nerfs? Possibly. The difficulty there is, well, seeing what kind of nerfs that would be useful, but after all, the thing most people actually complain about, those Pyro combos at close range, honestly, they are not really that impressive, really. Yeah, you may do as much damage as a scout, yay. But honestly, when it comes to enemy pirates, I fear flare gun pirates much more than reserve shooter pyros. Because, well, they're going to deal 90 damage reliably instead of the occasionally more, sometimes as much, and most of the time even less damage. So yeah, reserve shooter, of course it does have the reserve shooter fire can actually fire 2 shots then, but yeah. And if we look at what I felt was the real reason why it's maybe banned competitive, that rocket jumping soldier, that yeah, and decrease in the range it can actually get those mini crits, which would not really affect it that much in pubs, but it would affect the soldier more than the pyro this time, because well, the soldier can in theory engineer situations where you can use them at more mid-range, whereas the pyro, well, he can only use his air blast if the enemy is right in the face, more or less. So yeah. However, while that nerf may be something that would be useful for competitive, it would not do anything about the thing people actually are complaining about in pubs. Despite that, in my opinion, it's pretty silly to complain about that, but well, we all complain about different things, regardless if they are silly to complain about or not. Yeah, I would probably personally complain a lot about scouts at the time, so yeah. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.